Good morning, LKN. 8:34. Happy Monday to you. Always love hanging out in Mooresville. We're at Richard's Coffee Shop this morning, kicking off Veterans Week. Not just one day. Why am I not surprised, Mayor Carney? Not just one day. Mooresville couldn't say, we're going to celebrate Veterans Day. No, you decided to have 10 days worth of celebrations for veterans.
Well, you know this. First of all, we do nothing halfway.
That's very true.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
We do nothing halfway, and especially when it comes to honoring our veterans, and especially Richard's Coffee Shop. It's amazing if people realized the just from around the country, the people who stop in here. I remember Bob Dole walking in one day because he wanted to come into Richard's Coffee Shop, and obviously former Senator Dole used to come in as well, his wife Elizabeth, and so it just always is a special place. And again, this week is a special week leading into Veterans Day for us here in Mooresville. We've got so many great veterans here.
I'm amazed. You guys are attracting veterans, too.
That's
you
right.
have a lot of veterans moving here right now. From a town perspective, you talk about resources. You think about, how are y'all factoring all of that's got to be part of the equation, I would guess.
Which I think it goes back into exactly what we talked about. Why, think if 2 years ago I told you that we're going to get Lowe's to pony up $6 million and we were going to make 14 houses to give away to veterans for free, and
people would have laughed at us.
Yeah. And now it's not only reality. We're going to have the big groundbreaking on Veterans Day, so it's everything we hoped for. And I think the other part is, like you said, people are choosing Mooresville, and the great thing about veterans is they have a life of service anyway. So when they move here, they want to give back, and you get them involved. I joke all the time. I've got a great friend of mine, General Mel Speece, that's a 2-star general, and he's in my Rotary Club. You want something done, you give it to Mel.
Yeah. Well, if you want anything done, you give it to him.
You give it to
sure.
Mel. Yeah, I always laugh. You give it to Mel or one of the women in our club, and it gets done. It gets done. It gets done well. But people. I used to joke as serving, being a veteran myself, that whenever I run into a general or an admiral, I'd always be in awe, because they are bigger than life when you're serving. Yeah, and
it's not easy to get to those ranks.
They're like the pro athletes of the military. You can't swing a cat in Mooresville without hitting a general. They're everywhere now. It's and they're really great guys, and they have such great perspective. And which is another reason why we were just talking about defense companies wanting to move here, because we have that institutional knowledge now, and we're the hottest thing going right now when it comes to defense in North Carolina. You cannot walk in a room without Mooresville being the discussion with Commerce. Last Friday I was laughing. I spent Friday morning in Fayetteville with the chair of defense appropriations in Fayetteville, then ran back here to throw out candy to the kids, and then went and watched the greatest football game in high school history at Mooresville Lake Norman, which was awesome. And I hate to see the team lose. They played so well. That is a very special place to be able to be mayor of.
Being mayor, right? You're the champion of the town, right? You're the one who wants to continue to promote and make sure that this place continues to thrive. These kind of events and whole weeks of celebrations and things what does that mean for a town overall? Why is that valuable at all?
Well, I think it's so many times where we talk about promoting our town. This is actually a little different. This is a week of honoring. It really is. It's special time when you look at somebody who just was willing to give everything, and you hug them and you tell them thank you. People get Memorial Day is all different. People always confuse it. That's for the people we've lost. Veterans Day is just for the ones that are still here, and we love to go up and look them in the eye and just tell them thank you. And as we all know, they're the humblest of people.
Oh, absolutely.
And I tell people, because veterans don't talk about their service doesn't mean they're not proud of their service. And when you meet them and talk to them and hear their story, and as we've lost those World War II vets, and now we've got down to the Korean War veterans that we're losing, and now the Vietnam. It's just, and those are different eras. We really celebrated the World War II vets. But the Vietnam, they were treated pretty awfully back in the 70s. I tell my parents that all the time, that they should be ashamed of their generation for the way they treated those people coming back. And so I think, they should.
Yeah, the beginning of Richard's Coffee Shop too, because those Vietnam veterans needed somewhere where they didn't feel welcome.
Right. Needed a hug.
They needed somebody to talk to and say, a lot of them were drafted too, so they didn't have the choice to go or not. They didn't voluntarily go.
And it's sad because the people confuse politics with service, and young, and people don't realize this. When I went into the Navy, I was a 19-year-old kid after 1 year of college at NC State.
And I just learned recently you served, by the way. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
I
that.
didn't
So
know
thank
either.
you for your service.
Yeah,
too.
I was Navy CB, and I tell people all the time that I thought I was big time. I was a child, man, and the people around me are. So your moms and dads are sending off their children to go fight these wars, and we need to appreciate the fact that there needs a lot of thank you, not just to the people who serve, but the family members around them, because they give a lot. They give more actually than even the service members.
It's a big week this week. Great opportunity to honor those, like you had mentioned. Here, Richard, this place is filling up. You guys got a lot of stuff filling up here in Mooresville. Yeah. So regardless of what happens tomorrow, this election, we hope everyone comes out and votes, right? We do want everyone. This is part of it, right? People fight and have died for the opportunity. Sure. Even so we could sit here on these microphones and have conversations.
And like you said, defend. I tell people all the time, I defended your right to be stupid. Right? And it's. I mean, it's okay. I mean, a lot of countries in the world you can't do that. And and today, you get to go online and say whatever you want. And and that's what being American. And all the freedoms we get. The right of free speech is a really big one. Tomorrow is a big right. You get to go and vote. I like little plug. I'm the only veteran running for there. But at the same respect, I'm proud of. To represent this town the last 2 years, and I tell people all the time, if you could say 2 years ago that we would have done all the things we've done in 2 years, I would have been blown away. So I'm and I thank you guys, because you have done a great job of informing the public of what's going on. And I can't thank you enough. There's not enough people in the press that are actively out there doing things. So I appreciate you guys.
Well, it's about community, right? We care about the community. We are involved with the community when we're talking about people's lives and all that. So what does community mean to you? How would you define community?
That's pretty cool, because when I first served way back in 2005 and I got on the town board when I was a young man with brown hair, I always tell everybody, Mooresville was so divided. We had the lake side and we have the downtown side, and the two never really met together. And now our downtown is the hottest thing going, right? And it's so fun, because, like I said, having people realize that in Mooresville you have there's almost anything you want you can find here. We've got great education, which really is what drives Mooresville. The school systems are fantastic. But then the ability that if you don't want to go work in Charlotte, you don't have to. We got great companies here. Yes. And I tell people all the time, the best way to keep I-77 being crowded, work in Mooresville, right?
That's right.
So it's really a really special place. And again, I mean, the fact that we had so many things that just got stuck, because people always forget, and I know you know this, I had no want to go back in. I'd been out of politics, and I was pretty happy. Wife and I were traveling. But I was frustrated like everybody else was, And if I could say, like, in 2022, 100% of the approvals in Mooresville were apartments. In 2025, 0% apartments.
Big swing.
That's a huge swing, right? And those are the things that you're able to do, because we needed to get back to some quality of life issues. Because, growth is fine if it comes in the right way, but it hurts when it comes in the wrong way.
You also got to be willing to step out and try things. I think I will commend more. You guys try things. At least you're willing to shoot shots and see, hey, if it doesn't work, so what? At least we tried something.
That's
and I will commend you. Your brother, Robbie Carney, he's running for commissioner in Cornelius. How's he feeling these days? I haven't seen too much of him in recent days.
I'll tell you, if you haven't seen his ads, whoever he's got doing them deserves. There is the best. He's using that bulldog. He's got a pet bulldog, and oh my God, there's no way you cannot lose with a bulldog in a picture. I mean, he is
a
genius.
Couple of Kit Kat bars over the weekend too.
Oh, Carney on it? Yeah. So I go for to a little plug. I always laugh. I get full-size candy bars out with Vote Carney on them, and I go for the kids. But he's pretty smart. He uses the dog.
Yeah. That's a better way to do it. All right, so 9 o'clock today it kicks off. We've got some festivities happening. The POW MIA flag processional and ceremony. That's a big event to kick this whole week off with.
Yeah, we want to make it very, very special, and especially because I think our generation doesn't remember what it was like when the Vietnam and you were really having the missing action.
POWs. You have no idea.
That's right, before you were born. Thanks for reminding us.
Exactly, yes.
That only hurt a little bit. Thank you. And but we were talking about the idea of having. Let's just not forget that lots of families didn't know where their loved ones. They never came back. Right? They're missing in action in Vietnam. So it is. There's I think it's about 8,200 that are still out there.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm not lying to you. 82,000.
82,000.
They're
still out
there. More than one.
Yeah.
Is a lot.
Yeah, we're talking about World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. So I mean, it's a really there's still families who are still wish they had their loved ones back to have that closure.
Yeah. Of this Veterans Week celebration, do you have a favorite event?
That's actually, it's hard not to love Richards. I'll tell you right now, I don't know if you guys know Chris Montgomery, but he came up with the idea about putting the banners up. So there are going to be about 20 banners going down celebrating veterans. That it's going to have their face and stuff. That's going to be pretty cool to watch.
Cool.
That's down our main street. Obviously, the parade is going to be amazing. I got Commissioner Avon over here. He's got his Humvee out. He's going to do a Navy flag off of it for me. So it's going to be pretty fun. And like I said, and if you're going to be here on Veterans Day for the parade, stick around for that groundbreaking for the Veterans Village with the housing. It's going to be really special.
Mayor Carney, we appreciate your
time.
We
You
appreciate your service
Thank
as
you.
well.
You're all the best.
And thank you, Mooresville, for the wonderful festivities and ways to celebrate and honor